You guessed it, it's painting day. This is the first of two videos about restoring the black finish of antique sewing machines. In this one, we'll cover repainting the entire machine, which is appropriate if most of the gold artwork has been worn away, as it has with Lily, our 1812 new home sewing machine. In the second video, we'll discuss what can be done for machines that still have a lot of their original gold leaf artwork left on them. The best way to repaint a sewing machine is to take it completely apart. Use paint stripper to get down to the bare metal, grind off any rough molding errors, sand down the high points, use a 2K high build primer, sand that down, repeat, then spray with a 2K gloss black paint, follow that with a couple coats of 2K clear coat, buff that down to a high glassy finish, and you'll look great. Sounds fine, but it's a slow, messy, dangerous, and expensive process. The dangerous part is that in taking antique sewing machines apart, even with the proper tools, which few of us have, runs the risk of breaking something, in particular the flywheel. If the flywheel isn't removed, caustic stripper is going to drip down between the crack between it and the main body, where it can attack the main drive shaft. Even if that doesn't happen, you have a problem with trying to get out paint-saturated stripper from a very difficult area. Also, 2K paints, even the rattle can versions, are extremely dangerous and require breathing masks. They're also expensive, costing 5 times as much as regular spray paints. And if you can believe the reviews on Amazon, they're also so unreliable that as many as 30% fail. What I'm going to recommend is wrong, I admit that. But it's relatively safe, cheap, much quicker, and does a pretty good job. I start by taking the machine apart as much as I can do so safely, especially any of the bright metal pieces that I've spent so much time polishing. Then I put some cheap acetone type nail polish remover, I got this for almost nothing at Walmart, on a rough cotton cloth, and then scrub down any surfaces that are going to be painted. Unfortunately, it also attacks the original finish, but I keep scrubbing and drying each small area off until whatever paint is left dries off cleanly. After that, I scrub all the parts again with 99% alcohol, although this 91% from Walmart is a lot cheaper and works just as well. I'm careful not to touch any areas that have been already cleaned with the alcohol, because I don't want any oil from my hands getting on the machine, which could compromise the painted surface. For this small machine, the whole cleaning process took about 2 hours. Next, I carefully mask all the parts that aren't going to get painted, especially the moving parts. Also be careful to plug up any screw and oil holes. Don't be surprised if this masking process takes as much as a full hour. Antique sewing machines have lots of nooks and crannies that are difficult to cover. Finally, I spray everything with 1 coat of Rustoleum gloss black enamel. I found this paint cures very hard and shiny in about 48 hours. Needless to say, do all of this work in a well-ventilated location, especially when you're working with the acetone. So, let's get this tape off, put her back together, and see how she turned out. Here's what she looked like before painting, and here's how she looks after painting. Not bad. Now, I'll be honest, if you get close, it's easy to see the surface is a little uneven because any chips in the original paint reflect through the new paint. But it's an even, glossy, pure black that I think looks much better. A useful hint as you take apart the machine to repaint it is to put all of the pieces from each section into a separate plastic bag. It helps keep them organized so you don't have to sort through a lot of random pieces when you go to reassemble it. Next up, let's see what we can do about replacing the gold leaf artwork. Until then, please check out my main website at waynesthisthandthat.com, and of course, thanks for watching.